Welcome to Lesson 4. In today's lesson, we're going to be learning about using Smartart. Smartart allows you to visually communicate information. So instead of a presentation with a ton of bullet lists, use Smartart to visually enhance your presentation. In this lesson, you're going to learn how to insert a Smartart graphic, modify the color and the effects. If we have a look at this slide, it's just a normal title and content slide with a bullet list, and it's a little bland. If I look at the next slide, it is the same information but presented in a Smartart graphic. Can you see how much more visually appealing it is? So let's learn how to put a Smartart in from scratch. I've chosen the title and content slide and will click on the icon to insert a Smartart graphic. On the left-hand side, we have the various different types of categories. Let's take an example of list. Here you will see all the available options if you had a list and you wanted to put it into a Smartart graphic, as well as showing a preview on the right-hand side, as well as an explanation underneath. So let's choose the one I had in the previous slide. There are various options to enter text. Over here, I can just enter straight onto the shape, or I can select on one of the little arrows here and a task pane appears. As you can see, as I type, it goes into the shape. If, for example, I would like a subpoint of lesson 1, I can push enter. When I push enter, it creates a new one. So how do I tell it that it is a subpoint of lesson 1? Push your tab key in. Let's try one under lesson 2. Tab. Let's try and do this on the shape. Push your enter key. You can close the task pane and click just to reopen it. Let's modify the way the Smartart looks. The first thing I would change in the Design tab is the colors. And here you'll have a palette of all the available colors. This will depend on the type of theme that you've chosen. I'm going to, for this example, choose the colorful option. In the Smartart styles, you have various different options to change the way that it looks. I'm going to choose the Intense effect. In order to add a new one, I'm going to click on the task pane and push my enter key. If it was an indented point, I would need to use my backspace key to get it back to insert a new shape. Let's make this lesson 4. Tab. The other option to insert a new shape is to use the Design tab and say Add Shape. And I could just merely push my Delete button on my keyboard. If I've already got a bulleted list, could I change it to a Smartart without having to start all over again? And it is a really simple thing to do. Highlight your bullet list, and on your home ribbon you have an option to say Change to Smartart or Convert to Smartart Graphic. It took all that text and converts it into a Smartart. Let's change the color with the Intense effect. These particular slides I've chosen has got a picture placeholder, and in order to insert a picture you merely need to click on the icon and choose your picture. If you no longer require the picture, you can push delete and reinsert again. The next thing I'm going to show you is how do you put in an organogram Smartart. So I'm going to select New Slide, a title and content, and click on my Smartart graphic. Organograms are under the hierarchy category, and I'm going to select the first one. Before we move any further, let us change the colors to colorful with our 3D effect. In order to put something in, you just click in the box and you type. If you want to change the individual colors of the boxes, select them with the Shift key and click on the Format tab, and here you could change your shape fill to another color. Let's say I need another manager on this level. Select anybody in that level, and in the Design tab, you can add a shape, and there are various options in this drop-down box. If you select Shape After or Before, it will insert on the same level before or after the shape you've chosen. So let's say After, and a new shape will appear. Let's go to Format and change the color. And if you want to, you can just delete it. If I select Finance Manager again, and I'm going to add a shape below. If I required another one, click on the Manager and below again. As you can see, Smartart is a great way to make your presentation more eye-catching and easy to understand.